MMEA investigating masterminds behind illegal immigrants landing in Langkawi. Johor hopes Singapore allows Malaysians to return home in stages. Hello and good afternoon. I'm Mohan Priya. Welcome to Updates at Noon. The Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, MMEA, is investigating reports from illegal immigrants who were detained in Langkawi that the boat skipper and 3 crew members abandoned them while at sea. Kedah and Perlis MMEA Deputy Operations Director, Maritime Captain Zulinda Ramli said the 4 men are suspected to be the masterminds behind the landings of the illegal immigrants. In a statement, she said the boat with 202 illegal immigrants, believed to be Rohingyas, were detained at 1.2 nautical miles southwest of the Ritz-Carlton Beach Resort at about 8:45 a.m. on Sunday. They comprised 152 men, 45 women, 4 boys and a girl. She said they were taken to Kedah and Perlis MMEA lockup in Bukit Malut on Sunday afternoon and would be handed over to the Immigration Department for entering the country illegally. Zulinda also said all MMEA personnel involved in the case took precautionary measures to prevent the spread of COVID-19 among the illegal immigrants. Any complaints and emergencies at sea can be reported via the MERS 999 and to the Kedah and Perlis Maritime Operations Centre at 04966 2750 or 04966 5307. The Johor state government hopes Singapore will cooperate in terms of allowing Malaysians working in the Republic to return home in stages, following the neighbouring country's decision to close schools and most workplaces for a month, effective tomorrow. Johor Menteri Besar Datuk Hasni Mohamad said the effort was necessary as the state government would not be able to manage tens of thousands of Malaysians returning home at the same time. Datuk Hasni said the state government would be grateful if Singapore allowed only about 1,000 to 2,000 Malaysians to return home per day. According to statistics, almost 45,000 Malaysians are still in Singapore.
Perbincangan mesyuarat jawatankuasa khas itu ialah oleh kerana jumlah rakyat Malaysia yang ramai, terlalu ramai yang bekerja di Singapura ni, jadi sedapat-dapatnya kemasukan mereka itu dapat dibuat secara berfasa. 1,000, 2,000 itu adalah satu angka yang kita rasa boleh kita uruskan dengan lebih baik. Jadi ianya tidak menjadikan pusat-pusat kuarantin yang kita dah kenal pasti ni berada dalam keadaan yang terlalu ramai.
He said Johor currently has 14 quarantine centres as well as 3 hospitals treating COVID-19 cases, namely the Permai Hospital, Encik Besar Hajah Kalsum Hospital in Kluang, and a temporary hospital set up at the Johor Bahru Ministry of Health Malaysia Training Institute. He added Indonesia had also declared a state of emergency, and this raised concerns that more Malaysians abroad would be returning home. Datuk Hasni was met after appearing in an interview with Johor FM yesterday. The public should stop blaming the police for the traffic congestion due to roadblocks being mounted to ensure compliance to the Movement Control Order MCO. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Abdul Hamid Badur says police have to set up roadblocks across the country to curb the spread of COVID-19 as well as restrict the people's movement. Tan Sri Abdul Hamid said the public is expected to comply with the MCO regulations, which are enforced to limit the people's movement to break the chain of the COVID-19 infection in the country. He advised the public, especially those who are not in the list of the essential service sector, to understand the MCO regulations. The IGP added that in the event of traffic congestion during the roadblock, the public needs to be patient, as the police were only doing their jobs to ensure only those who are allowed to leave home could pass through. He also expressed regrets over the attitude of some members of the public in criticizing the police for mounting roadblocks throughout the country now. The Housing and Local Government Ministry, KPKT, has conducted 509 nationwide sanitation works in public places. Deputy Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ismail Muttalib said 83 disinfection operations were also conducted at 27 various zones.
Sanitasi awam di seluruh negara yang dalam usaha kita untuk menyah cemar ni, menghapuskan virus COVID-19 ini, dan sehingga semalam kita anukan ialah sebanyak 509 operasi sanitasi di seluruh negara yang melibatkan 16 zon merah, 14 zon jingga dan 22 zon kuning.
He was met in Maran after handing over personal protective equipment or PPEs for 25 fire and rescue stations in Pahang. Over the weekend, in the latest data released by the Health Ministry, Jerantut was declared the first district in Pahang to be categorized as a red zone or a COVID-19 hotspot in the most severe category, while 3 districts in Selangor and Terengganu were classified as orange zones, which is a category just one step below red zone. A drastic drop of up to 15% since the Movement Control Order MCO was enforced. National Anti-Drugs Agency AADK Director General Datuk Seri Zulkifli Abdullah said the decrease was mainly due to the limited movement of drug addicts and dealers alike in the transactions of drugs among each other. The record showed that during the first 3 months of 2020, there were only 24,676 cases compared to 29,000 cases during the same period last year.
Tetapi saya percaya jumlahnya ataupun orang yang terlibat tu masih ada. Yang ini yang kita nak tentukan, yang program-program pencegahan ini diteruskan. Jadi kita kena lebih kreatif lah dalam waktu ini, kita kena lebih kreatif. Itu sebabnya saya minta pegawai-pegawai saya di bawah untuk terus menghubungi, buat program-program outreach dengan keluarga-keluarga yang berisiko supaya kesedaran ini sentiasa ada. Kita tak mahu nanti selepas masalah COVID-19 ini selesai dan juga masalah kawalan pergerakan ini selesai, kita ada spike atau peningkatan mendadak dalam masalah penagihan dan penyalahgunaan dadah.
He said to ensure the trend continues, the support of family members is vital to ensure drug addicts would not go back to their bad habits once the MCO is lifted. On the other hand, Cybersecurity Malaysia said incidents reported to its Cyber 999 Help Centre were on the rise, particularly during the Movement Control Order period. Chief Executive Officer Dr. Amiruddin Abdul Wahab told RTM that among them included fraud and sexual harassment. Dr. Amiruddin said Cyber 999 received 14 complaints on COVID-19 fraud during the MCO period compared to 12 in February. He said that the majority of the victims are aged between 26 to 40 years old, whereas cyber intrusion concerning sexual harassment has also risen to 7 reports during the MCO period compared to 7 in February.
Pada musim PKP ni, didapati macam seolah ada satu spike yang tinggi kepada pelayaran web porno dan seksual. Jadi ini satu yang kita bimbanglah sebab takut dia mempengaruhi. Ya, sebab sekarang orang duduk rumah. Dia akses. Jadi kemudian dia bila dah terpengaruh menyebabkan dia mula mengganggu orang. Ya, jadi ini yang kita lihat antara 2 kes yang saya nak cuba highlightkan, tapi lebih kepada kita lihat possibility adalah dikaitkan dengan aspek COVID-19 dan juga PKP inilah.
The Cyber 999 Help Centre, an initiative under the agency's emergency response team, can be reached by contacting its 24-hour hotline at 019-266-5850, aside from downloading the Cyber 999 app. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Malaysia is currently implementing the MCO from 18th March to 14th April in an effort to reduce the spread of the virus. Dr. Amiruddin was met after appearing on the Bicara narrative show at Angkasa Puri. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department of Religious Affairs, Dato Dr. Zulkifli Mohammed Al-Bakri, reiterated that he will meet with Saudi Arabia's ambassador to Malaysia, Dato Dr. Mahmud Hussein Said Khatan, tomorrow to discuss current Hajj issues. He said this in regards to a statement made by Saudi's Hajj and Umrah Minister, Dr. Muhammad Saleh Tahir Bantin, calling countries around the world to wait before finalizing their Hajj plans this year until after the COVID-19 pandemic situation has settled. Dato Dr. Zulkifli also indicated the final decision on the matter will be made by Saudi officials.
Saya akan mencermati betul-betul dan akan berbincang dengan kedutaan Saudi. Dan kami telah berjanji untuk bertemu pada hari Selasa ni, tengah hari itu, untuk dapatkan macam mana perkembangan terkini. Kerana kalau ikut tabung haji kepada saya, insya-Allah daripada pertemuan tersebut dan juga beberapa waktu yang akan datang, mungkin pihak kerajaan Saudi akan membuat satu statement yang kata orang menyeluruhlah.
He added a discussion on the best plan of action will be held amidst gathering news on the latest developments. He said this after presenting food and cash aid from the Department of Islamic Development Malaysia, or JAKIM's COVID-19 Musaadah Fund, to 124 families at Sungai Berua Orang Asli settlement in Ulu Terengganu yesterday. Terengganu is the fourth state to receive the aid after Perak, Pahang and Kelantan. Separately, heavy rain for 2 hours forced some 40 residents from 6 families in Jalan Permatang, Kempas, Johor Bahru to be stuck in a flash flood. All of them were, however, safely evacuated and temporarily placed in a relief shelter at Permatang Kempas Main Hall. A Johor Bahru Fire and Rescue Department Chief Muhammad Suhaimi Jamal said an infant and a senior citizen were among the victims caught in the flash flood. He said the rescue team received a distress call at about 4:10 p.m. yesterday and immediately dispatched a fire engine with 5 personnel to the scene. He, however, added that another 11 families who were also caught in the flood refused to be moved to a temporary relief shelter. Coming up in sports, MFL to have alternate plans if MCO extended. The Malaysian Football League MFL has prepared several alternatives to continue the 2020 season's domestic football calendar if the movement control order until 14th April is extended to a later date. MFL's Chief Executive Officer Dato Abdul Ghani Hassan explained that the decision on whether to continue the Malaysian football calendar also depends on the government's orders regarding the scheduled end of the MCO, as well as advice from the Malaysian Ministry of Health. In a statement issued today, Dato Abdul Ghani said MFL's preparations and plans involve the CIMB Liga Super, Liga Premier, Shopee Piala FA, Challenge Cup, TM Piala Malaysia, as well as the Liga N3 managed by the Amateur Football League. He said all decisions are still subject to the government's directives regarding the end of the MCO, and once it has been announced, MFL will share the format that will be used in more detail. In relation to the Health Ministry's latest statement urging the public not to take part in mass public gatherings for a period of 6 months to a year, Dato Abdul Ghani said MFL will wait detailed guidelines from the ministry. In other developments, Dato Abdul Ghani also urged the officials and players of all Liga Malaysia teams to openly accept the suspension of the league. Specifically, he urged all teams to have discussions with their players and officials regarding the status of their contracts during the COVID-19 pandemic that clearly impacted the finances of every team. With that, Dato Abdul Ghani also informed that the main sponsors, which are Telekom Malaysia, TM, CIMB and Shopee, have expressed their commitment to continue and give their full support to MFL through these difficult times of the COVID-19 pandemic. National track cyclist Mohammad Azizul Hasni Awang urged relevant authorities to assist Fatihah Mustafa to cope with the transition phase after she announced her retirement on Saturday. Nicknamed the Pocket Rocket Man, he believes the decision made by the national track cycling queen to quit her career after 17 years in the sport was not an easy decision.
Kebanyakan atlet elit yang melalui fasa retirement ni, mereka perlu menghadapi transition into kehidupan biasa. Banyak yang fail, banyak yang tak boleh survive. Bukan semua boleh survive transition ni. Dan kalau kita baca banyak research paper kat luar sana, banyak study dah menunjukkan yang memang peratusan atlet elit yang end up dengan depression, suicide, homeless dan sebagainya.
He said this in a video posted in his Instagram account at Azizul Hasni Awang. Azizul Hasni hoped the government and the people will never forget her contributions and sacrifices to the nation. Azizul Hasni migrated to Melbourne with Fatiha since 2007 to train with coach John Beasley. National weightlifters can kiss goodbye to their Olympic dreams after the International Weightlifting Federation, IWF, barred Malaysians from competing in the Tokyo Games next year. According to the official IWF website, www.iwf.net, lifters from Malaysia and Thailand have been banned because of multiple doping offences. The Thai Amateur Weightlifting Association and the Malaysian Weightlifting Federation have also been suspended as IWF members for 3 years and 1 year respectively. The Tokyo Olympics, scheduled to be held this July, has been postponed by a year following the COVID-19 pandemic and will now be held from 23rd July to 8th August 2021. The suspension of the MWF could be lifted as early as 4th October this year if the organization can demonstrate it has adhered to criteria designed to prevent further doping issues in the future. TAMA and MWF have 21 days from 1st April to appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, CAS. And that concludes this afternoon's Updates at Noon. In our top story today, MMEA investigating masterminds behind illegal immigrants landing in Langkawi. Don't forget to wash your hands regularly, practice social distancing, and most of all, let's adhere to the movement control order and just stay at home. Now join us again at 7 in the evening. I'm Mohana Priya. Thanks for watching.